and welcome back to my YouTube channel, Life is a Circus. I hope you're doing all well. I'm doing very well. I'm so excited. It's so good here. I love my new home. I love uni. I love everything about my life just so much. I love social life around uni. I love sports at uni and everything. But now, like you can see, I'm sitting in my bed in my pajama because in today's video I want to do a little video on how you can kind of plan your day to be more productive. So I'm going to kind of show you my journaling and my diary writing every night before I go to bed. And I'm also going to explain you a bit what I do to improve my sleep and then be more productive in the next day. I'm not having to pull all-nighters because of studying. I am really energized to do a lot of sports and I'm just there and I can enjoy it. So that's basically the purpose of today's video, is to kind of show you my routine of how I can get the best out of my like 7 to 8ish hours of sleep. And yeah, so I think we should start with the very first thing I do, and this is really scientifically proven that like if you do sports, of course you're going to wake up, that's true. But then if you come back and if you leave some time before you go to bed, it will make you tired. And basically I just love the new rhythm here where I go like do sports at like 8 or 9 till like 10 or 11. Like back at home I would have done like sports at like around 6ish, but here at university most of the sports are offered at that time. But I actually first I was like, oh no, it's the time that I want to go to bed and everything. But actually I like it better now, because before I used to just like do more homework or schoolwork after doing sports, and I think it's a lot better to first get as much work done as possible and then do sports and then go to bed. Because like after sports I feel so good in my body and I feel like I've let out all my energy, and I think then it's just nice to go to bed. And also I think like when I study right before I go to bed, I worry a lot more about like the school stuff, and it is true that it kind of can stick in your mind more, but I also tend to be not that productive anymore like at that time of the day. So for me it's just better to do work and get it done till like 8ish, 9ish, and then do something that brings me pleasure like doing sports. And then speaking of sports, what I really love to do and what also makes me feel great, refreshed and ready to go to bed is just take a nice shower and like I did now, put on a face mask. Just like self-care is really important for me. Of course I don't have time for like all of that every day, but just more or less a little bit of self-care before going to bed is really important for me. So then the next step before I go to bed is really just I check that I have everything complete that really needs to be complete, and like to have all of my things, as many things prepared for tomorrow as possible. So like I know where my first class is, I know what clothes I'm going to wear, I have my bag packed. These are all things to make it so much more easier for me to just wind down and sleep, because like I'm tending to be an overthinker. So if I feel like if I don't have everything planned and organized, it will get into my head. And I had phases where I was like, oh, that's too much planning, I don't need it. But actually some people don't need it, and then that's great. But like for me, I need to have a plan to be more relaxed. So I checked that I have everything prepared. Also now that I live in an apartment, I really care about like having it clean, because one fun fact about me is sometimes I'm messy and I'm in a rush and I throw everything on the ground, but then it really bothers me when my apartment isn't clean. I now took it as a routine to really clean up as I go through the day and not leave everything till the evening, because like I personally don't feel comfortable in going to bed when my apartment is a mess. And a lot of people say being organized is very comforting, so maybe if you tend to have a big mess, try to be organized and have it cleaned up bed. Then the next thing I do before I go to bed is put some essential oils. I know it's a bit hocus pocus witches, but like in Switzerland I used to always have this lavender spray that I sprayed on my pillows, and now I just have this one, which is kind of a body oil, and I usually just put it all over my body and it smells like lavender, and I think it's just so comforting to have this kind of smell in my nose. I just love it so much. So the next thing that we are going to talk about, or I am going to talk about, is planning my day and journaling. So I've read many books on how to be the perfect student, and I mean there is not one method, but there is proven methods by students that apply them that make students successful. And I will probably film a video on like study techniques that I use another day. But like one of the techniques is basically just involves planning the day out ahead and kind of taking like time blocks for during the day, so that you have kind of an overview of what you want to get done in the day. And also for me, like I said, a really important aspect on how to be a good student or a great student even is having gratitude and being thankful for the life you're given, because then I think the mental is in tune, and we need a lot of mental strength and resilience to be good at school, I think. So that's what my thoughts are on this. And based on two things like planning and being thankful, I kind of created my own journal, let's say. It's a journal slash calendar slash diary, kind of everything, but I just didn't find that kind of journal I was looking for, so I just created one on my own. And I'm now just going to show you like 1 month of the journal and how I did it. It wasn't that hard to do. I used Canva, and I of course worked for a long time on it. And maybe if you like this video, I can share this with you and you can also use it. And the reason this depends on the night routine is because like the things I write in here, I do them always before I go to bed. So I'm just going to show you here a bit what 1 month looks like in the journal. So here on the first page you can see a goal setting page. So this is the first page of every month, and there is an end goal. So like it is really important here to just focus on one goal, not on many. It can be really overwhelming to focus on too many goals at once, so just settle for one goal you want to achieve, or just at least follow this month. And then there is a vision, so like it can be similar to the goal, but it's about like how do you see yourself when you're doing that. So I can say, for example, I want to get 8 hours of sleep twice a week. And then my vision would be, I am more energized, I am doing this or that when I get those 8 hours of sleep. And then there is the mission. The mission is basically that number one thing you have to do in order to achieve the goal. And then the strategy is kind of things that can help you achieve this goal. And then we have action plans. And action plans are about setting smaller goals to achieve this goal at the end of the month. That's basically the first page of every month, and then I can just show you the last page of every month. This is kind of a reflection page. So I have the end goal again, so you're going to write down again what was your end goal of the month. And then you can just rate yourself, did I achieve my goal? And then you can write a little reflection on why you think you put that emoji. Then maybe if you put like an emoji with this mouth on getting 8 hours of sleep twice a week, then why did I choose the expression? You can write because I got it only once a week achieved, or I don't know. Then what could I do better next time? It's pretty obvious. It's not just like sleep for 8 hours twice a week, but it's more like what can I do so that I achieve the goal. Then if you achieved your goal, what helped me achieve the goal? It can be strategies, it can be people, it can be routines, habits, just anything that helped to achieve the goal. But next up, I'm going to show you so those pages is just to fill out like once every month. And now I'm just going to show you the pages for every night. So the pages, there are always 3 pages to fill out before I go to bed, but those are not that big. It sounds like it's a lot, but it's not. So this one here, for example, is the daily planner. So you're going to write on top the top priority. This can be academic, it can be I just want to have fun, it can be doing sports, something. So for me tomorrow, the top priority will basically be I want to finish reading the article. So the article is just like one we got at school, just that you know. And then here, this is a to-do list, and you have time slots. And for me, I think it helps me to just be at rest when I have my day planned. But oftentimes I plan my day with those like time slots, and like I just switch tasks around naturally during the day, and that's absolutely no problem. It just helps me to have a calm mind when I go to bed with a structure. But yeah, sometimes I'm just during the day thinking, oh, I could switch these tasks around. I feel like more like doing that now. So I don't always stick exactly to the to-do list I write down the night before. Then the next page is a reflection page. So this one is all about you writing if you achieved the goals, the daily planner to-do list that you wrote the night before. So on the top here of the reflection page, I just have an affirmation, so that can be I am stronger than I think I am, just one positive slogan. And then here, this is essential. I learned in many books that it is essential to notice when you're procrastinating things, and to limit procrastination, that you write down or make yourself aware of, like, that it's just stupid to procrastinate, and there is basically no reason to procrastinate. So like, things are procrastinated and why. So if I'm writing down anatomy homework, and I'm writing this down every day, and every day I have like an excuse, like I didn't have time, then I myself going to notice this is just stupid. Kiara, you should do it now. You don't have any excuse for it. Because sometimes we just have to show ourselves that we don't think rationally. So that's kind of a really important step. So I just check, I look at my to-do list from the night before and check, oh, this and this didn't work. I write it down, and I write a little reason for why I didn't do it. Then this part down here is just need to plan. This is like if you have just tasks, or kind of, I don't know, if you have like things around the house or in your room you want to do, then you write them down here just in bullet point form, so you can plan them in your next to-do list or in your next to-do list. Sometimes I write things down here during the day if they come, or I will write an extra list on my notes, but that's just for things that suddenly come in and you have to organize them on another day. Then here we come to the diary part. This is a really important part for me. I've realized it just helps me so much to go to bed with a clear mind and fall asleep immediately and have all this positivity in my mind. It helps me so much. This is the diary page. So first I have a few lines to just write down what happened today. Sometimes I write down like specific, like one event. Sometimes I talk a bit about my whole day. Sometimes like achievements. But it's probably worth saying that I often write down like a negative aspect, but I also always write something positive about my day. So I'm always trying to find some positive things. And talking about that, I have here a box for I am grateful for. So basically here what I'm doing is I'm writing everything down that I'm grateful for. And I really strongly believe that showing gratitude and being grateful for what you have can make life just so much better. Like, how many times of the day do we think, oh, why is this not, why is that not? No, we should really be thankful for what we have and see the greatness in what we have. And it can even be like, I have a roof over my head. That's literally the number one thing you all should be grateful of, is like having a roof over your head. You can say, maybe I helped a friend today, or you can say, I went out for a walk today. It's like literally, or like for me, it was really hard to accept that my body isn't capable of doing what he did before I gained weight, kind of. And then those days I would just write down, I'm thankful for that I can move, because there are people that literally can't move. So it's kind of really important to be grateful for me. And then quote of the day, it's just something about the day. Maybe it's a quote you've read or you heard, just something that inspires you, something positive, something nice, to end the diary. And that's basically the journaling and diary writing I do every night, and most of the time it takes me like 10 minutes. It's really not that long, and yes, I think there is something magical about writing it down with a pen and paper, and I would also prefer to do that, but also I couldn't print out all of these sheets, number one, and reason number two is I really just like to write my diary here in my bed, have all the lights out to kind of really wind down, and I feel it takes lots less effort than and I really don't want to create that stuffy environment where I have to sit on a table and write. So that's kind of why I do it on my iPad, but that's different for everyone. And of course, what you can also do if you really can't write anymore, you can also just take a voice memo of you being grateful, or take a voice memo of what you want to make today. Literally, there are just so many forms of kind of journaling or kind of slowing the day off and getting that good mindset for a good night of sleep. But you just have to find your way. But I just wanted to share my thoughts on being calm mentally and physically before going to bed, and highlight the importance of rest and sleep. And yeah, these are my final thoughts. I'm now going to write my diary and then have a good night of sleep to be full of power tomorrow. And I really wish you all the best. Have the best night, day, or whatever, and just be as productive as you can, but have as much fun as you can, because that's what we want to achieve in life. For me, the true happiness is being fulfilled, and fulfillment for me means achieving high, reaching high in academics, but also doing things other than academics that bring me joy, like doing sports and being with my friends. And I think both of the two go hand in hand. I truly believe that we can all have a life other than academics and be as good or even better than if we just always study and never get that rest, never get that things that just calm us down and bring us joy. So that was it with my video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give me a big thumbs up, subscribe to my YouTube channel down below, and I'm going to see you later, alligator. Bye bye.